makes it doubly difficult for the batter to adjust, and that is why Bumrah will continue.
इधर ही बैठ लो ना.
Be difficult for the English batters to face. Very good, highly skillful bowler. Jasprit Bumrah. Conditions reasonably helpful at the moment. We've seen, as Kumar highlighted there, a bit of swing in the opening half hour. There's plenty of grass on the surface. Groundsman says 10 mils of grass. So it's going to be a first session of just trying to get through with limited damage as far as England are concerned, and India looking to take advantage. Dinesh, good morning. Very nice to see you. Been travelling around the UK in a transit van here, there and everywhere.
Yes. Good morning to all viewers. What a day it is. And what an experience I've had. Apart from rubbing shoulders with you all, the best thing to have happened to me was travelling in a transit van for about 1,000 miles through the length and breadth of UK. It's been a very interesting week.
Well, it's lovely to be here at this great cricket ground at the start of the 5 Test match series. It's a fantastic prospect. As Crawley drives, that's his signature shot, really, the extra cover drive, which we saw to great effect at the start of last summer. Gets one of England move into double figures.
First boundary for England, for Crawley. Just a beautiful cover drive. High elbow. Just great to watch.
Lovely bowling from Bumrah. The difficulty for the right-hander is that it's wide of the crease and the ball is angling in, and it moves late off the seam or in the air, very close to the outside edge.
A lot of people. Interesting shot. The fascination of fancy dress athers, this part of the world.
It's an English thing, isn't it? You don't see it in India at all. The endangered white rhinos made it to Trent Bridge.
How long would it take for it to get inside the suit that he had?
What about his travel to the ground? I mean, does he come on public transport like that?
Come on, because I don't think he'd be travelling in that, would he? I'm sure he's put it on after he's come to the ground. At least I would assume that.
Notice with Dom Sibley that he's slightly adjusted his position at the crease. He's a bit more sideways on, I reckon, in his stance than he was earlier in the summer. Not many of these English batsmen have had that much first-class cricket. Many of them nothing, as they've been playing just short-form white ball cricket. Burns and Sibley have had a bit more than the rest. But none of these batsmen have played any first-class cricket for 3 weeks. Definitely he's more sideways on than he was. put on a ball on his pads.
Shami's bowled very well outside the off stump. He's not able to swing it from the stumps. Again, an example where he tries to do it but gets it a touch too straight. One of Sibley's strengths, the legs.
Absolutely. That is his, if you want to use the term super strength, that's where he plays very strongly off his pads. Not so much through the offside because of the awkward positions that he gets into. But as I say, to my mind, he's definitely in a more sideways position than he was. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's where he was against New Zealand on the left. And that's his starting point today on the right. So definitely has made some adjustments in the intervening, 5-6 week period. Slightly more orthodox, I suppose, than he was.
Point of release, his hands and his bat are a different postcode altogether.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, England have had their share of unorthodox batsmen and techniques for a while, isn't it, Athers?
Yes, I know you've been up in Durham talking to Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. You were asking what questions when I asked Rohit. And in fact, that was one of them. I don't know whether you put it to him. The fact that Indian batsmen just seem very orthodox, especially in contrast to some England players, not all, but some. 16 for 1. Gorgeous warm summer day in Nottingham. Forecast good today, start of a 5 test match series. These 5 test matches will come thick and fast in 6 weeks or thereabouts. We'll finish in the second week of September. Wonderful prospect ahead of us. Again from wide of the crease, causing Crawley problems. He's not certain what to play, what to leave. Doesn't quite know which way the ball is going to swing. Bumrah, as we know, has the ability to move it both ways, as we saw with his dismissal of Burns.
Coming back to your question, Athers, yes, I did ask Virat Kohli. In fact, I told him the question from Michael Atherton, and he's given a very educational answer, if I may say so. I don't want to reveal the answer because I think it'll sound far more nicer when we see the interview, and it spoke a lot of sense. And the question that you actually asked was, how come England have so many unorthodox batsmen, whereas do Indian batters at a very ground level get taught a lot about technique a lot earlier? That was your question.
It was. But you're not going to give us the answer. You're going to keep us on tenterhooks.
Well, I could, but I think it sounds better when Virat says it.
Okay. Well, that conversation, listening to it, great access that Dinesh was given to both Rohit and Virat.
Really kind of the Indian skipper and the white ball vice captain Rohit to give some time. They were in Durham. They found a way to speak to me for a bit. In fact, not a bit, actually, for a long time, in fact. And it was a really engaging, interesting conversation. And not only cricket, but a lot about their personal life as well.
encouraging the bowler to pitch the ball up, and with that late movement there's always a chance of an edge as well.
That's not a shot that's going to trouble Bumrah much. I think he'll be encouraged by that. The same ball on another day would have probably got the outside edge. But for Zach Crawley, I like the intent he's shown. I saw him walk into one, take a single, so he's got the intent going. It's one thing to have intent, it's one thing to convert that intent into runs. That's the tricky part of Test cricket.
How did you find the Indian players up in Durham? I mean, they had the 3-week period, 2 or 3 week period after the World Test Championship of just being able to travel around England. Some went to the Lake District, some went to the South Coast, some stayed in London. That must be a rare pleasure for Indian players, because they've basically been in bubbles for 10 months. And of course, at home, it's quite difficult for them to have the freedom without being noticed wherever they go.
So, one of the beautiful things about coming to UK is the fact that all of these Indian players do normal things, which is very, very tough to do in India, like go to a coffee shop, just walk in the park, simple things like that, which is very achievable in England, but not so much in India, and that's something they really value. The first 3 weeks post the World Test Championship final was a time that they completely took off with their families. Some went to Scotland, some, all within the UK, but they travelled a bit. Other players stayed back, they stayed in London, the youngsters did some shopping, and I'm sure they had a lot of fun. Whereas the players with the families travelled a bit, they went, but after that they assembled in Durham. They found it a very quiet town.
It is, I guess, but it's a beautiful town.
Score?
Just a slight adjustment to the field as square leg goes back to the deep and Gully comes to mid-wicket, so they've strengthened that leg side field for Sibley, who's very strong through the onside. Players are always working, adapting, thinking about their game. It's worthwhile just looking at the split again from Sibley, New Zealand. Look at the position of the bat. Very much more open-chested. The bat face pointing down today in a much more sideways position. You still see a bit of that right shoulder, but he's in a more orthodox position, and although his hands are away from the body, as Dinesh mentioned, that bat face pointing towards Gully. So they're quite significant changes for a batsman to make in the middle of a summer, albeit with a 5 or 6 week break between test matches.
It looks very simple, doesn't it? Just a small shift of the wrist position, the bat position, but
as you would know, quite significant changes, aren't they? Even the smallest changes feel big most of the time for professional batsmen. Train the brain one way or train the body one way for so long.
There's an easily thrown line called it's a game of inches, and I think that's exactly what we saw. They say that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to make a change.
Rishabh Pant, who is sure to entertain the crowds this summer, not just with his eyewear. Wonderful wicket-keeper batsman. He's going to have the challenge of the wobbling ball here, which is certainly different in England compared to India. Have that as a challenge, but also the pitches, which will do a little bit more reduced ball, so whether he can still play that natural aggressive game with the ball moving around.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Rishabh Pant is keeping his diving as well. I think Shami, especially when he tries for the in-swinger, sometimes he could get it wrong, and that goes way down the leg side. bowlers playing today and probably in the Indian team, Shami's ball wobbles the most. So his fingers that we're seeing needs to be well taped.
Yeah, he just presents a perfect seam, Shami, and that's why the ball does wobble. It's a bolt upright seam acting as a rudder, and when it passes the bat off and the ball then moves. Shami's challenge is to try and find the edge. We talked a lot about it in the World Test Championship final, whether he's just an unlucky bowler like that, whether it's not a case of bad luck, just a case that he bowls a fraction too short. In England there was a great bowler who played a little bit here, who died recently, Mike Hendrick, who passed away sadly a couple of weeks ago. He was a similar bowler in terms of somebody who beat the bat time and time again. Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, England of course, many years. Changes India made from the team that they put out in the World Test Championship, which was that classically balanced 3 seamers, 2 spinner side.
Yes, it did look.
इंडिया होता तो वहाँ तो अल्लाह है गुब्बारा खुलारा बोल रही है। हिंदुस्तान में क्रिकेट का ज़्यादा करेंगे, मगर हिंदुस्तान में क्रिकेट का ज़्यादा करेंगे।
Gracias.